Evening, everyone, on this Wednesday. Wow. Hot Wednesday evening. Hasn't really cooled down where I am, but I haven't been on duty sport this week, so I thought, let's just do it. So on the alt account, gonna get stuck into the daily races. See what these do. Do they give me any money? Looking for that sweet credits. Don't think any of them do. And yeah, we'll see what's what with the daily races. I've heard bad things about the points system, but we're on the odds count, so it doesn't really matter. On the podium, do you have your biggest fan in the room with you? I do. Is it really loud? Because I turned the sound up to be a bit louder, but the PS4 is going mental in the background, so I can turn the volume down so you get less of that. What was I going to say? It's not loud. Okay, well the PS4 is on kind of, I would say, 50% fan noise now. And when it goes to 100%, it's like being at Heathrow. Right, can't use any of those. Let's see what cars we've got available. Oh, Group 1 might be a problem. Oh no. We'll just have to do it in a non-hybrid car. Or the old R18. And then Group this one, which we'll do now. Don't really like any of these cars, but we'll do it in the... What should we do it in? We've only got a minute. And with GTRs can be terrible, isn't it, on the hard tyres? Here's WRX. Hair racer early for you, yeah, wow. I don't know if you've heard all of the people in the UK complaining about the heat, but it probably barely even registers in Australia. But yeah, we had a really good lobby on Sunday. We went from about 8 till half midnight UK time, and it seemed to be a good time internationally because we had people from Australia, people from Japan, people from America, people from Brazil, and obviously people from the UK, which is really nice because I don't often get to race with people from different regions. Yeah, Subaru is, but I seem to remember the Subaru is like a bit of a handful. When did we use a Subaru here? When did we use the Subaru? Was it an FIA race? I think it might have been an FIA race. It all happened so thick and fast at the end. I can't remember what happened with FIA, but I'm sure we were here for FIA. Ian, bloody hot here. Yeah, I know. I thought today was the day it was all going to cool down. There was a lot of thunder I could hear, but nothing actually came of it. I think tomorrow heavens are going to open. I've got a bottle of water straight from the fridge, which is about gold dust right now. Evening hour as well. I was wondering if there was a beer stream I was getting before. It was just too hot. Honestly, the last couple of nights were just so ridiculously hot. It has cooled down a bit today. There would have just been no point. I'm pretty sure the wheel just... It just would have been stupid. For me. And also better things to do. I did upload a karting video yesterday. You know, Kireth, actually Steve. Yeah, cat's out the bag there. Just working it up on the alt account. The alt account of the alt account. Playing that 4D chess. Right, I've got to turn the headset on. Anyway, I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's been... Ian, I mean, you've got air conditioning, mate. No sympathy. It's been so hot the past 5 days. I was so sunburnt of Saturday's racing. Yeah, I know. Saturday was tough. Let's put my headphones on. Saturday was really tough. Really tough on the hands. I hope your hands are better. I just about got away with not popping that blister. But that's because I eased off last couple of minutes. If I'd gone full whack, my hand would be in shreds right now. It's a tough day. One guy did the E60 in the morning and then did the Sprint 60. He didn't finish it though. I don't think he did the second race. So did Super GT race you guys a bit more? Well, strangely enough, Super GT wasn't there. So, right, I'm just going to try and get some... This is the first time I've driven since Sunday. I thought we were at Nurburgring. I need to get with the pic... I thought we were at Nurburgring, I completely forgot. Oh, hang on. Oh no, this is not good. I've got 27 seconds to take out the brake mod. It's another pit stop.
Bluetooth mode.
Shut up. Where's my Allen key? This isn't good. Come on, come on, come on. I've got this key. Oh shit. Start autopilot. So all that happened was that's better in the game. So all that happened was the last race I did on Monday was an iRacing race and I have to use my brake mod. And I left it in by mistake. Right, let's start driving properly now. You're going to nudge me off there? Yep. Right, now I've got a straight, I can actually There we go. Oh my word, we're 20 seconds behind already, right. This is not good. People off all over the shop. Let's catch up with that pack. Just a little bit off the roads. We're not really overtaking anyone, we're just kind of past. Didn't this guy pump me off? Maybe we should be reverse punting him. Oops. It's a little bit slidey, this WRX. We spun to someone else off, I think. Gotta be careful here. Just the casual pressure into a mistake. Right, 8th, 7th. 7th definitely on. Best life for that. Taking a penalty. Still haven't really worked out spoon, I think it's fair to say. Second gear that corner. Does he get a 2-second penalty there because he got bumped from behind? Not happy about it. See you mate. you miss the camber there, you're in a world of trouble. Yeah, I don't really feel like I overtook anyone. Slightly gained on the leader, I guess. One day we'll get the hang of Stream. Oops. The one time I wanted to try it in second. Where am I going now? So that was a bit of a messy race, but at least setup sorted now. For some reason, brake mods just don't work on GT Sport because it just recalibrates. Otherwise, I do like the progressive feel of a brake mod, or at least they don't seem to work for me. Oh, you set a quality time on this yet? No, I haven't. I haven't even been on GT Sport since our lobby on Sunday. And I was really enjoying the 911 on Sunday, so I might need to buy that. I think starting from the back here is quite difficult because it puts you... Was it behind the chicane? You know, the field's quite spread out. Let me catch up on the chat. A second. What was fastest lap in that race? 2:01. Yeah, we should be getting closer to 2 minute. Someone's not happy at me. Clans Sedos. I don't know what that means. Did you get a penalty for hitting me at the end there? On the podium, hands are a bit better. But still a massive recovering blister, yeah. Oh, he's really not happy about it. I'm sorry, mate. My bad. Just ballsed it up and ends up on the pit lane. Iris, 25 degrees here on the Gold Coast today. It seems kind of refreshing, I guess. Someone see the times. This is what the times are saying. Don't know how that stacks up. On the plane, my sister in Melbourne telling me she can work from home. Yeah, Iris has a mental rig. So check out Iris's videos because that rig setup is pretty cool. So Iris, ours is 157.9. Well, pretty even, right? I don't know who specifically that is, but that's pretty close. In fact, that's quite a big spread on our leaderboard, I'd say, for Wednesday. So that was a bit of a messed up start. Let's do. I think the WRX is fine. Just get used to it. Oh, do they not been... They do a brake mod for G29. So the specific issue I have with the Thrustmaster brake mod is that... How do I explain this? So when you put a brake mod in, it makes it progressively more difficult to get to full brake pressure. to the extent where, depending on where you put the brake mod in, it's actually pretty much impossible to get to full brake pressure. But GT Sport seems to do this thing where, so in iRacing, you can set your maximum brake pressure in the software, and that's all fine. GT Sport seems to recalibrate what it thinks is the maximum brake pressure. So what that means is if you start a race and you're not applying, let's say, or you're only going to 80% brake pressure because of the brake mod, GT Sport will treat that as 100% and even out the braking up to that point. But let's say you go into a corner and you're about to hit someone, so you really stamp on the brake and you apply 90% brake pressure. GT Sport recalibrates and applies that 90% as your new maximum. And that means that if there's a corner where you used to just brake slightly, GT Sport will apply less braking force for the same amount of pressure you're applying. I don't know if that made any sense. But what it means is as I get later into racing GT Sport, I'm finding I'm having to really stamp on the brakes, whereas before I was just applying. It's very inconsistent, basically. How Logitech do it might be different, I don't know. I think if you have a dedicated load cell, it's probably different. But as far as I'm aware, you can't turn that off. Don't know if you've set a time, Al, on this. Once we do a few races, we might switch over to the main account and set a quali time and properly go for it. But when we were doing the lobby, we only just dipped into the 159s, I think, if I remember. So, yeah, these are fast times. I think about a second quicker than we do in the lobby is usually a good yardstick. But I think I should be dipping into the 159s. I don't know if you set a time, iRacer. Also sub 2 minutes. Oh, nowhere near that. Yeah, it's strange. I mean, I think I was doing load 2 minutes on Sunday. But then again, there's a lot of corners I'm really not doing that well, like Spoon and the like. I think the R8 is a good car here, but it's very difficult to keep on the controller, if I remember. iRacer brakes are important. Yeah. So I went real world racing on Saturday, where you have to be super progressive with the brakes to get right to the verge of locking up, because that's maximum brake pressure. And if you're not right at the limit, you're too slow. So you really have to get right to that limit. Then we did the lobby on Sunday night, and obviously it's ABS, so that goes out the window. It's just a case of pretty much slam on the brakes, and there's no brake pressure because there's no brake mod. Then I went to iRacing on Monday, did the British F3 at Montreal, and put the brake mod in a simulated F3 car, and that was like doing real world racing, where you have to apply enough brake pressure to basically lock up the brakes, but not quite. And now we're back to GT Sport, and again it's ABS, so it makes me realise just how easy ABS makes it, but also how unnatural it is to just be able to slam on a brake with pretty much no resistance. And actually I think if you want to do any form of real world racing, the braking is so important, and it's how consistent are you applying exactly the right amount of pressure. And that's something that, to be honest, GT Sport mode just won't help you get better at because of ABS. iRacer, I've got a 2068. Oh yeah, I think I was doing about similar. I don't know where I'm losing probably losing it around Spoon, probably losing a bit in the S's, probably losing quite a bit on the hairpin, I would say, and definitely losing a bit over the chicane, not cutting it enough. So easy to say, but difficult to kind of find that time. Who have we got? So the guy at the front set a decent lap time. Let me just check if I can see what the DI and SR are saying. Interior cars. Well, that was carts, but same concept, I think. Kudos Prime. So we went down to 1 SR. Not our finest hour moment. But now we're up to, can proudly say we're up to 37 SR. But a lot of people just fell off the track that last race. I mean, like, how many people fell off? Like 7 people probably? It was pretty surprising. I think it was, in the S's, it really is patience, slow in, fast out. Don't overdrive it. There's no point trying to go into one part of the S's too fast because you'll just understeer off the next part. And I think that's really difficult to kind of master. I think there are some layouts of Suzuka where you just do the S's and you cut back on the straight. I'd like to see that more in daily races. I think, well, actually, with the pen system, I'm not sure. Don't know what the pen system's like down under iRacer in terms of the standard, but in EMEA, a lot of people have been getting reset. I think we will go onto the main account later. It's kind of good to get the eye in. Right, at least I don't have to jump out and remove the brake mod. So I want to see how far behind we are from the... Oops. I can't remember what brake balance we were running on the WRX before. Yeah, let's see how far behind leader we are when we go to the start-finish line. It's a long way behind. Someone's in the pits. Okay, so you start off 12 seconds behind. I was a bit slow out the gate, to be honest, but call it 11 seconds. That's quite a big delta. I know at other tracks it's about 6 seconds. Roswell has a really good line through there. You dip a wheel there, but don't dip a wheel on the next bit. Mr. Montero. That's a bit of a aggressive move on my part. I'd quite like to use the Beetle around here. Side by side. Is he going to back out? be a penalty. I'm very poor out the chicane. I do need to straight line it and get on the power a lot earlier. But anyway, you can see a good bunch ahead. Mr. Montero's here. We live to fight another day. Maybe I should have conceded, I'm not sure. Oops. And the Beetle as well, hopefully. Maybe not, maybe. Yeah. Just swung the back end out there. I'm not really clicking with this car at the moment. Catch up with this group though. Sliding through there, right, 2.5 seconds, a bit more. Right, catch up with this pack. Looks like a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Ooh. Thought I'd just avoid him, but didn't. I think Suzuka's a track where you kind of have to get into a rhythm. another beetle. Feel really slow out of there. Just lost lap. Right, what's going to happen here? Get past that guy. Behind me now. Oh, I reckon. Are we going to be close enough? No. Or were we? I don't know. Yeah, did you get more penalty? 4 seconds. Well, I don't know how we got a 6th place out of that. We were absolutely nowhere at the beginning. Hey, Steve. Hope you're well. Iris, I think it's the same with the updates. Yeah, it's a weird penalty update. I mean, I think it would be helpful if they accompanied the penalty update with a actual message on what they're trying to do. So, you know, we've made the penalty system a bit more sensitive to lower speed contacts because we felt as though there was too much, you know, tapping on exits or intercools and stuff like that, and we kind of want to reduce that. We'll just give an explanation. I think that would be helpful. Panagiotis, good luck to your channel. Thank you. I feel like I've been blessed. Hope all is well in Greece or Cyprus, I suspect. Should we go for a race C? What is race C? Group 1, 10 laps. We've only got these cars. What's the best car out of these? I race the Jag's been pretty good. Yeah, WRX just feels a bit weird. I think I like Suzuka, a big stable car that you can kind of lean into the S's and be very stable when you go into the Degnas and the hairpin, just like a stable car. The WRX just feels a little bit like it's on trolley wheels. Yeah, we raced with the Japanese guy on Sunday, who was very, very respectful, and it was kind of a refreshing. Yeah, it was very respectful. Whereas I think when you race with Spaniards, Italians, Germans, Brits, Greeks as well, it can it can get a bit of banging wheels. I'm going to go for the Mazda. I mean, am I going to be that uncompetitive? Or do I have to use a hybrid? Let's try in the Mazda, why not? See what happens. Are we just going to be really uncompetitive? Let me just check the old leaderboard again. I just unfortunately don't have the funds to buy another Group 1 car. The Porsche, okay. Well, let's see what happens in the Mazda. It's a 10 lap race, so if I'm nowhere it's going to be a bit shit. Evening Takumi Fujiwara from... Are we going to guess? From Japan, maybe? We can't keep doing that, otherwise we'll make an international faux pas. Ian, I do fondle the wheel without using it. I mean, seriously nice piece of kit. I don't blame you. And incredibly ergonomic as well. It's literally made to be fondled. How long do we have? Let me try the R18 and just check if I can handle it. No, we don't have a choice. Hang on, let's do it. I don't know, I'm being quite... I did like the Mazda at Le Mans. Now I'm just wasting time and not practicing anything. You got to use the hybrid, haven't you? Because otherwise you just get destroyed. It just depends whether this hybrid... I regret doing that immediately. I wish I'd gone for the Mazda. Evening, Phil. It was a bit argy-bargy at Suzuka, but we are on the odds count. Right, let me check what's what with this particular hybrid. I really don't like the other Audi hybrid because when you accelerate, it just accelerates in a straight line. Hang about. This ain't a hybrid. Whoops. Okay, suits me on this. Turns in quite nicely. Oops. Okay, that's going to be fun. Yep. I love getting all over that curb for no good reason. Ooh. Okay, wasn't going to set a lap anyway. Phil Garner just finished Next Gen Racing. Was that in the Megans? Were you racing against the likes of Jay... What's his username? Can't remember. Jay... something. I heard about that. I'm no good at SUD anyway. Oh, Group 3 League. Okay. In Steve, it's okay, I'm going back on the G29. Fantasy CSL League. Well, strange move. I don't know the context, but CSL Elite's a nice wheel. Look at the Spaniards in here. if you haven't got yellow and red in your flag, then forget it. I don't know how these times stack up, but that's a pretty big spread. 5 seconds to about 11th. Panagiotis, I show video of your karting. I hope you enjoyed the karting video. Just a 360 view. I'm not the compression on YouTube really kind of destroys the video. The native file is very smooth, 50 FPS, very sharp. It's like 4K. But then YouTube just absolutely butchers it. But hopefully you can it's still good, I hope. Ian, what they say about direct drive wheels is that you can catch oversteer a lot quicker. I don't know if you found that out. Or found that out to be true. Just one other Brit in this race. Sandwiched. iRacer, I've got to get moving. Your stream's a great start day with coffee. Have a great day. Thanks, iRacer. Hopefully we'll race again soon. On a Sunday or something like that. Or hopefully maybe we can arrange something at a convenient time to have a kind of nation versus nation or region versus region. That'd be cool. Great to have you. Hope you have a very good Thursday. Phil, Toyota all day for this, yeah, 100% for the boost, but I'm on the old account, I don't have the Toyota, and I thought this was a hybrid, and it's not. I guess in 2011 they weren't in the hybrid era of LMP1. Paniguttis, you must work out on consistency. I don't know if that's for karting or GT Sport, but you're right, I do need to work on my consistency. One of my weaknesses, of many. Although I would say in the karting I was actually quite consistent in that race. But normally I'm not. Right, headset on. Let me guess, we're going to start on top of the chicane. Maybe we should put the fraction in for that. Oh, he's in the Mazda, isn't he? No, it'll be alright. Wow, feels a lot heavier, this car, than in qualifying. Oh, see you, mate. Right, can we beat these hybrid cars? Do it for the old school combustion engine. But yeah, on consistency, if I was putting together a team for an endurance race, 12-hour race, 24-hour race, I would much prefer to have someone who can lap within a couple of attempts of each lap, even if it's half a second slower. Wow, we're light years behind. Quite nice in this Audi. Come on, mate. Whoops. We did think this was going to be a bit of a penalty fest. At least he's got, what is that, 6 seconds ahead? I was a bit naughty there, I think. So there are Toyotas ahead. only the guy in Quattro in his name that isn't driving the Quattro. Not driving the Audi. So I think we'll do Suzuka on the main account, but I'm actually not sure about this race on the main account. Wow, that's a big penalty. Half a second. Yeah, this isn't really going to work. I might actually just park it in the pits. I thought he was going to pits. We're not really in the same kind of class as the Toyota. Leonidas Max is down here. Where did he end up down here? We were racing with him in A lobbies and A prospects. Can we catch this hybrid? Or will we be better on tyres? Probably not. Doing it for combustion. Give enough space there. Light for me. Now at some point I should become faster. See, that's the moment where if he gets a penalty, that's completely unfair on him. I don't think he will, but... And I guess in the main lobbies, everyone's going to be in the Toyotas who won't have that kind of acceleration difference. Pretty determined now to try and get past this guy. A bit later. So he gets away here. When do I start reading him back? Quite late. Don't know when our best chance is to overtake him. Sorry mate, oh no. I'm not sure this race is really going to work. Got to be in the Toyota for that one, I think. Can I buy the Toyota? Panagiatis, you're losing 0.7. Yeah, I know. If I hadn't bottled it, I think I could have. That would have been a good battle, but unfortunately I bottled it. Oh, I'll take the F1 car, please. But there were moments where I was catching him, and I probably could have. I think one of us is always going to spin. I have a feeling these Group 1 cars are quite expensive, if I recall. See you, Phil Gardner. Thanks for joining. See you, Al, as well. We'll set a quality time tomorrow and kind of hopefully race in the top lobbies. How much money can it be? Back to Suzuka, I think. We'll do one more race at Suzuka, then we'll go into the main account. We'll do about 10 minutes of quali, and then we'll crack on the main account, I think. Sounds like a plan. WRX didn't feel that good. GTR, should we risk the GTR? I mean, it's... Yeah, you've got Simpsons livery. It's a great livery. Let's do it. It was an interesting battle though, I thought, with that guy in the hybrids. Too much information, Ian. It's not that kind of stream. It's not cute race girl down here. Fun chat. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they could kind of balance that between the hybrids and non-hybrids, and or multi-class races. There's so much stuff they could do. It's quite exciting. Wouldn't a multi-class Group 3 be quite good? So you choose a... I don't know how exactly you do it, but you'd have 10 non-hybrids and 10 hybrids. Or 10 80s Le Mans cars and 10 new ones. Steve, I only have a 201 at Suzuka. It's a difficult track. I think it's a track where you really need to follow someone. I don't know if the Ghost is helpful or the Ghost is too far away. Why don't we do a set of quality time, because we're not going to be at the front. And... oh, I can't use a Ghost. And it would be good to get used to the car. Feels so heavy, this car. This could be quite difficult to drive, we'll see. Oops. Oh, I feel like this car was a bad choice. It's very much a Monza car, this. Spoon, I can just never do. Ooh, no, fix it. It's like the worst line in history through there. So that was going to be a 202 something, nothing special, quite slow. Eden Tech Grant, coming in with the big questions. What would you like to achieve in GT Sport? What's your aim? I don't know. I think I would like to become a better driver, and I would like to be more competitive in karting, and if you talk about GT Sport specifically, I'd probably like to become A+. I feel like that's a good and achievable target. But I think just most importantly I want to have good racing. I don't want to be falling off the track. I want to be having good close racing against people that are of a similar speed and we're both in control of the car and everything. That's a lot of things I'd like to achieve, maybe. Hot and humid, yeah. Swig of water. Panagiotis, sim race will help you in real life racing. The main area where I notice that I think sim racing or GT Sport does help in terms of real life racing is at race starts, because in race starts in karting the grid is so compact, everyone is loading nose to tail, two tracks, and as you get to the first couple of corners it's just chaos. And I think actually sim racing is, I've done lap 1 turn 1 so many times, maybe I pick up patterns of what's going to happen or where the accident is going to happen, where the space is going to be, and I tend to pick up places at the beginning. Maybe I just have that confidence to go for gaps rather than just back off. In other aspects, I don't know. I mean, I don't think GT Sport helps me with my braking, because GT Sport is ABS, and I think braking is a really important aspect of motorsport. I think it does help me with my throttle control. So being progressive on the throttle, you really have to be progressive on the throttle in GT Sport. And that's the same with real motorsport. Suspect, again. In the GTR, this was a bad idea. Let's see what happens. Then I think we'll switch over to the main account and do a couple minutes quali in the 911 and then just crack on with some races there. Unless I have an SR horror show here, which will put me off. I think I haven't been that worried about the SR in this race actually. Steve, keep free collectors sharp, yeah. Although I did have a big crash on Saturday. Got a lovely big bruise on my arm because I didn't read something at the start. But that was surprising because normally I do. Evening Orlando Garcia, hope you're enjoying the stream. So what we got here, got a couple of Russians. So yeah, so last one to get sharped, get sharper, and then we'll go on the main account. And hopefully see some usual faces. I really enjoyed, I don't know how everyone found FIA this season, but I really enjoyed it. Seeing the same similar faces week in, week out was really cool. And seeing who was, who would give you the space, who wouldn't. Hey Jason, so how's it going? I was hopping on for some second account madness. Hopefully you got the Toyota on your second account, because I had to quit the last race because I wasn't in a hybrid. But otherwise, race C seems pretty good. Takra, I broke my collarbone last race. Sorry to hear that. Be interested to know how it happened. Don't know if that was on the bikes. But very sorry to hear that. Orlando being racing tracks has been a struggle. Well, I'll try. Oh shit! I'll try and be competitive, but to be honest, I'd much rather be in the 911. So we'll do that next. Suspect again on the McDonald's Wi-Fi. The GTR doesn't give me a lot of... I'm not good enough to get the most out of GTR basically this track. Same with the R8. Because I always think it's going to spin... Someone in the pits again. Because I always think it's going to spin around. Maybe they're rebuilding their SR. I'm very hesitant on the throttle. Whereas the good drivers will just read it better and they'll be on the throttle earlier. So I almost got caught out there. Really bad exit from the last part. Good save, sir. Did I park it? Yeah. Parked it plumb. On that apex. Not really close there to that apex. Just worried it's going to bite my head off. It's funny because I feel so confident in this car at Monza. I don't drive anything else at Monza. Oh shit, it's great. Can you take it properly? Got a bit lucky there to be honest. This is where we got spun out last race, let's go defensive. When I could have actually had a really good exit there, but just the very last bit I didn't get right. Don't go slow. The M&M car, nice. they're going to get nudged off here. Lucky. Bit of a weird moment. Anyway, making progress. Right, I really ballsed this up last time. Oh, doesn't want to turn in. This bit is so horrible in this car. I think PL15 just takes whatever car he wants and slaps it on the top 10. Nope. That was almost a spin. Can't shake this Atenza. It's going to follow me home. Good battle ahead. I've got to work out how to do 130R here. It might be a much bigger lift. It's a bit of a better exit. Someone's taking a penalty. Top 5 maybe might be on. Optimistic. Better. Right, top 5 definitely on. Lap times are atrocious. I think the Beetle's a pretty good car around here, I suspect. Especially around these bits. Hunting him down now. Slight bit of contact. So that was a very slight contact. And an SR down. Not too far off the podium, actually, all things considered. Probably a good time to switch onto the main account. Really bad exit. Oh, it's hot. Cool the wheel. I guess that's a good result for us, although it's on the auto count. I do remember the RCZ being much nicer on Sunday though. So that is my tip at the moment if you're doing this one. Tat Grant, yes, buy it, but chicks dig scars. I think so, apparently. Yolanda 911's been working for me there. SRB, look at that. Clean driver. Give me that clean race bonus. Honestly, what did we? Racing or ping pong? Oh, yes, I went down. Obviously. Right, let's quit this. East of the Alsace race is pretty fun this week. Ah, I could have done that. Could have done that. Anyway, back to Suzuka. Steve been using the RCZ. Interesting. Wonder how that is through the S's though. Issa, how do you know when to change gear? I just use sound. So I just know the pitch at which it's going to hit the limiter. But some cars, I think Ian and Al know this better than me. Actually, you want to change up earlier than that due to the power band. Right, this is going to be high stakes. One lap. Or maybe we actually try and do a proper lap. I'll spend some time doing a proper lap. Tap Grant, there's a good video by an English race instructor comparing his real race car to a sim. It's almost identical. I'd like to see that. I know people are very particular about field of view in sim racing and making sure that the field of view is exactly the same as you'd have in a car, monitors and stuff like that. Panagiotis, and for real life you must work the body too. Yeah, completely agree. The thing that held me back in karting on Saturday, my second race, was just my arms couldn't pull the wheel as much as I wanted anymore. And I actually started losing tenths on track. It's a bit similar with football. End of the match. Right. Let's use Mr. Fire's thing. What I will say is that I've noticed about the really good drivers in G Sports. Yeah, I know. So if you look at Fire, why don't we look at his replay actually while we're here? He's just so... The thing I really noticed with Fire is that he's very comfortable at hitting curbs and being very progressive with the throttle. That's the thing I notice. And I think we'll see that in the S's, I suspect. I think we'll see just how comfortable he is being off throttle and getting the best line. So half throttle, 3/4, off the throttle, progressive up. Just very, very smooth with the throttle. And the same with the brake. Progressive on the brake. Not slamming it on. And gentle off the brake as well. Look how long there he is on half throttle. Really impressive. Panagiotis, are you trying set course? I have a set course from PC. So maybe. I'd like to do more iRacing because I have an iRacing subscription. But it's whatever's interesting to watch, and GT Sport just... You get into the races really quickly. And the racing is... At the top is really good quality. So yeah, PR15 is the master, and I don't know if you, because I was just using the GTR, and it would be night and day how I was on the throttle and stuff like that, and he never really lost the back end in that car, and I was always fighting the back end. Right, let's do a couple laps. We're not going to make the 10 pass race, so we've got a bit more space to quali. Oh, sorry, I want to see the leaderboard there. What's the leaderboard saying? So Marky Boy is GT Academy. So very good target. Andy to Al. Issa, okay. I'm sure you've got a bit more time in you, Issa, there. I'm going to try and do a 2-minute lap fairly quickly, if possible. Always good to use a ghost, I find, for the beginning. So a bit late on the throttle there. Roswood is so good on this part. Okay, not an absolute disaster, but the last bit was pretty poor. Need to get that Roswood line. It's a shame. We'll keep going because we'll keep the sector, because it's a pretty good sector. That bit is about commitment, so you do need to kind of find your limit there. I think here in the Porsche you want to brake quite late. Don't get lazy here because you can drift off the track. And if I'm not touching that curb on the inside, I'm not really doing spoon properly. It's kind of my thing. Right, let's work out 130R. Quite nice in the Porsche. Bit late, not full on the brake. A bit of a shame because it was a good sector 1, I think, or decent sector 1, but still, you know, obviously lots of time to fight. good. Still gaining a lot of time on exit there, you can see just how bad my exit was last time, and that was still messy. Just too aggressive there. Okay, but there's still a lot of time in Sector 1 if we can combine the first bit of the S's with the second bit. I just need to brake a little bit early for that right-hander before the bridge. Still not getting close to that curb. The last piece of the jigsaw is going to be really straight lining that second bit of the chicane. It's probably going to be up to half a second doing that. Not great, we'll take it. Let's try and do the rest of the lap. Yeah, I think we need to be braking a lot earlier there and kind of powering out. Completely miss the apex. Better exit there. Not great. Do one more. A bit late in the throttle. Do that second bit. Right, brake earlier. Still too late. Just throwing away time now, unfortunately. I think we can see where the time is to get a sub 2 minute. At least it's, we know where we're losing it. think I was not too bad over the chicane, although I braked a little bit early. Losing time on the Delta. 205. It's a good track, isn't it? I mean, it's a technical track. What's it called, the wheel? He's still a D driver. Seems even when you give someone just... What's the time? So we don't miss this race. Okay, 10 minutes. Seems even when you just give someone a tap. Yeah, I know. But then again, if you play iRacing, you don't give anyone a tap. You were in the lobby on Sunday. I'm pretty sure you can go faster than that. I think when you're following people, I think it's difficult maybe for you at the moment because the ghosts are too fast. But hopefully in the lobbies you can just follow people. Tack on that video about sim racing, real racing is a YouTube vid called How Realistic. Oh, Driver 61. Yeah, I've seen him. He does a lot of videos that are very. I've never really watched them, but they look like they're super helpful. The kind of stuff that he could charge for. I need to watch more videos like that about the art of driving. Didn't know you raced in a Benetton car. Jody Jane, only 3/10 off your time. That's it. Straight back in. I should be able to get a sub 2 minutes without too much difficulty. I'm just pausing it up at the moment. So we've got enough time for about 3 more laps. Save a lot of time here. There we go. Got to be more progressive off the brake, I think. We saw just how smooth fire is. It's a tough track, this. Might be a penalty. Panicked by the ghost or something, I've got to beat it. Look how much time you lose with kind of tardy line through the S's. Ooh, camera now. Right, still not really nailing this bit, so now we've got a bit of space between us and the ghost. one more after this. Hope everyone's well in the heat, if you're in the heat. Maybe a bit easier to watch today than sweat it out. Do feel free to like and subscribe and all the usual jazz. I need to set up my Stream Deck. Just been sitting here for a week. Costs me down the straight. Apex too early there. I think it's a decent sector 1 in my Ghost, to be honest. Well, that's going to be a cut. Surely. Oh, maybe not. So if I could just sort out sector 1. And sort out spoon now. Just torch this line. And I've got a Ghost all up in my face. I don't want to see the apex. I have not mapped a button to remove it. Can't remember what that button is. How much can be cut? Quite a lot. Do we have... No, I better not risk it. Okay, let's see how sector 1 goes. Lost a little bit there. Fuck. Oh well, we know we can do it. Whatever. There's time, I'm just, as our Greek friend was saying, I'm not consistent enough. Frustrating, because if I was, I wanted to dip in the... It's a good target to have, I mean, anyway, whatever. Let's see where we qualify. For the race of the dailies. Oh, I could have done... Oh, yeah, balls up anyway. Maybe we can do one quick lap, but there'll be no Ghost. I won't be able to do a lap like that without the Ghost, I think, that quickly. Panic Yachters, keep your vision, mate. Yeah. I really felt good in the S's that last lap. Oops, that's not the button. But Suzuka's So this F3 championship I do on Mondays it's the Motorsport UK Championship, and it's run by a company called iZone Driver Performance, who operate at Silverstone, and they coach, proper drivers. Like, I think they coach F1 drivers, F2, F3, everything like that. So I get some of their marketing spiel, and they send like these moody images with like, what's the word? Not captions, but like statements. And one of the statements is like, one of the most important things of racing is how you recover from distracting moments. So let's try and do this lap actually. We won't have enough time, but... And distracting moments like you run wide somewhere, you make contact, and it's how quickly can you recover from that and get in your rhythm. It's a bit like how fitness is actually kind of strictly measured by, medically I think, how quickly you recover. It's kind of the same thing with that drive of resiliency, is how quickly can you get back in the zone after a moment like that. That's something I need to get better at. Arduous line. Just missed the obvious. You need to hit it really so you can get on the power nice and early. Now ghost doesn't really matter through this bit, it's just so far ahead now. So I do want to be hitting that curb, just not so sideways on entry to it. It's good to be back in GT Sport. See who we got in the lobby. Roswald in the house. Okay, I mean that was quite a quick quali, and we're not a million miles away. I think we should be aiming to, looks like, get a 1:59.8. But hopefully we learn some fast lines. Sent says we've been racing him a lot. VQS Ryan is a very fast driver. Even Roswell, yeah, now I'm baking, mate. It's hot. It feels hotter today than it did on Saturday, which is like perverse. Jamie Fax. Tech Grant, do you guys have air conditioning? And well, Ian of this parish has an air conditioning set, but he's setting himself up for global warming. I think it's just not hot enough usually most of the time to warrant it. Maybe it's a cultural thing. It's like, oh, we don't have aircon here. I remember coming back from the States in 2003, August 2003, and I've been in the West Coast for a couple of weeks, you know, baking out there, but everywhere is air conditioned, in the houses, in the mall, in the car. Absolutely everywhere is air conditioned, and you're always having huge cups of Coke and, you know, ice cream and whatnot. And flew back to Heathrow, and it was that day when it was like 38, I don't think I slept. I was like, wow, this is... Hang on, this doesn't make any sense. I've just come back from the West Coast. But there's no air conditioning here. There's no air conditioning at Heathrow. Yeah, Ian is like... When climate warming? I stop fucking that shit. When global warming happens, Ian's going to be like someone in Mad Max. King of the food chain with the air conditioning. I've got to stop combining words. Maybe I don't need to stop. This is not going to be good. But I'm not as dialed in as I would hope to be. Just about got away with it there. Roswell at the top. I think that's making sense for me now, that line. We can kind of tick the S's off, we know what to do. This bit, not yet. Cheeky SR up there, so we smash the wheel. Oh dear, that's atrocious. At least we can follow someone. Better exit from him. Wow, we got a lot better exit than normal. A lot of kind of boring colours up there, and then you've got Roswell's bright blue. Slide them about. Let's work together and catch up. By him. I think it's that very last exit I need to kind of work out the angles. Whoops. Still kind of in touch with this pack, or maybe we can close them up a bit. We might run out of laps, but not too disappointed by the pace. He says. Obviously, I shouldn't say I'm not too disappointed by the pace, because then that will happen. It's not 2x2 here, we worked out. Just a little bit rusty. a little bit rusty. So Russell's got clear of that group. Someone's off. Yeah, I can use a bit more. I can get on top a bit early there because it's cambered, so you can compresses you in a bit. Wasn't even paying attention to behind me first. Russell up second. Wow. A bit more progressive there. It's a bit smoother. Right, let's try and get this going. Save. So you're going to throw it on the inside of the hairpin. Ooh, a bit unconventional, is he going to get a run? Defensive driving at the end. I think we just need to do a bit more practice, to be honest, get a bit more comfortable, and then we'll be in that mid-pack. Good drive from Rutwood. It's very feisty there in the middle. So I think we'll slot back into practice with the Ghost, because I think it was working well with PL15's Ghost there, and I think it will pay dividends if we just get a bit more track familiarity. But I'm pretty happy with Suzuka because it's never been a track that's really worked that well for me. Look at the penalties, or lack of. Pretty good. kicking off a little bit in the chat. Fastest lap, obviously, we need to get down by a second or so. Catch up on the chat. Spent hours and hours of driving to the past with my super sport bike to exercise my brain to Kireth Circuit. 2:08 Isa coming down. I think it's good to have a lap time that you kind of are aiming for. Maybe for you it's a 2:05 or something. Fire. See you, Panigotta. Sorry I missed you there. Thanks for joining from Greece. Bet it's hot there, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. Roswell, really nice match with Ukos at the end. Really close finish. Balls up at the start and nearly ruined the guy. I saw you in a big battle at the front. I was trying to get back onto it and I ran wide somewhere. Orlando, when are we driving Nurburgring? I'm not sure. I think right now I really want to get that 159 and then I'll feel very comfortable at Suzuka for this week. And then Nurburgring's like a different kettle of fish. Key 25 calls it the real penalty simulator. But I mean that was a very clean race from my perspective. There was someone who could have hit me at this chicane, but they backed off. So I've got to straight line that a bit more. That one. Very messy. I think I just got to brake a lot early for that as well. Get into the groove. Better last sector following the ghost. Oops. That's no good. It's funny how quickly I've fallen out of that groove. Whoops. I feel like I'm dropping the revs down a bit too much there as well. Just trying to run through in my mind what I should be doing in the S's, I think. I think I need to be taking a wider line into turn one. So we'll try that. Just so far away from the ghosts on the roof. Might be a decent last sector maybe. Okay. Just a bit of unnecessary wheel spin there. A bit better. Almost completely lost it there. Not a good exit. Ooh. I'm just kind of creeping on the throttle rather than just waiting a fraction longer for the car to rotate and then getting on it fully. Not a good exit. If I can just bring it all together, we'll be okay. Frustratingly. sub 2 minutes is definitely there. I think I'm losing so much time on this exit. Should gain time on this exit. Again, it's one of those corners where it's like cambered offline. Yeah, I know, it's frustrating, isn't it? What's the time? So next one is at 10 past, still got 10 minutes. See you, Jolly Jonah. So if I missed you. Roswell, I went to my alt account the other week and did some race A's, ended up being derated. I lost 50k DR, wow. I know, we're not 50k DR, so I can't even comprehend what that feels like. You really brought down the bridge. I think for that right-hander under the bridge, I think I need to brake a lot earlier and have a much wider exit, and basically as soon as I'm on past the apex, be on the throttle. But because I'm carrying in too much speed, I'm having to be off the throttle and trying to not end up off the track, if that makes sense. Whereas if I take a wider line in, I can just get on the power and zoom through. So I think I'm losing, I don't know, 3/10 there alone. Let's go around a couple more laps. Felt the wheel, got to cool the wheel. Oh, it's gonna overheat. Ian, you're trying to avoid the green. Is that the green on exit? I can't remember. If you're not crashing, you're not trying. Yeah, it's funny. I think I used to be more like that, but since I've been back in Club 100 and done, I don't know, 7-8 races. Apart from that crash I had on Saturday, which wasn't really a crash for me, just I haven't actually spun, so maybe I'm not pushing enough. Ian, going so fast, you was trying to slow after the apex. Yeah, exactly. That's what I got to avoid. That is slowing fast out that corner. It's not like the one before it where you can just carry loads of speed and run wide. Turn this up a bit. Anyway, hopefully it's interesting to watch, see where I'm losing time. There's definitely a sub 2 minutes in there. Right. The wheel is not super hot.
Bluetooth mode.
Ian, I've been working on slowing fast out all evening on race A. Alsace. Oh, there's my ghost button. Okay, it's good to know. Whoops. Right idea, terrible execution. I definitely felt better at the end until I hit the wall. And speed, let's try and nail speed. That a bit better, that one. Gaining on the delta. First time I'm gaining by just following the ghost. Get out of the way, my ghost. You're not helping. Bogged down a bit, but right, if we can get a better exit speed, we're okay. We'll see, down the hill. Big cuts. No pen there. Okay, right, you really have to cut that chicane. Right, can we do it on this lap? Lost a lot of time through the S's. It's frustrating. Only a couple of space for more. Any space for a couple more laps. That's true, Ian. When you've got no engine power, slow and fast out really matters. Tack Grant, have you noticed that this game reduces acceleration out of corners if you have the wheel turns? You need to square off the corner. I think, yeah. I haven't noticed it disproportionately, but it's something you definitely notice in karting. In fact, it's a good way of scrubbing off speed is to turn the wheel aggressively. For me, I mapped it to RT. Roswell, I won my race and the two leaders went side by side on 30 yards. Both survived to tell the tale. Fair play. I feel like you should get an achievement. Went side by side through 130R. Right, let's do. Well, I'm going to have to restart this one because I haven't got time to go around again. But then normally I do just hot lap. the optimal is now 159. Ghost, no. Right, hang on, I've got to turn off my irritating ghost. Only got time for one more if we jump into the race. At least we did improve slightly. Come on, get in the game. I think I need to be more aggressive going into turn 1. Almost. Felt like a decent exit. Come on, Spoon. Not the prettiest through there, let's see what the Delta says. Bit of wheel spin. Should be up though. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. 66. What is it? Not too fat ladies. What is 66 in bingo? Let's make sure I don't miss this. Bit of time there as well on the table. Here that's called a Bradbury. Where you win on the last corner. I'll have to watch that. Circular ice skating is quite I find quite a funny sport to watch. There was that lady who, I can't remember her name, but she was like massively hyped in the media in the UK for one of the Winter Olympics about, I don't know, 4 years ago or something like that. I guess 5 years ago, whatever it would have been. And then she just crashed out in every race, which is like, you know, fine. But because she'd been hyped to the moon, I think the media was like, oh, she's guaranteed to win a gold medal, doing all these interviews. So I think people actually watched, and it became a big thing that she kept crashing out and taking out like a Korean or a Dutch person or something like that. Basically, you never crashed without taking someone with you, because if you're on the inside of someone, you lose your balance. You just slide outside, and if anyone's there, then bang, they go. A bit like that Mark Cavendish one. Cycling. Hopefully we've moved up the grid a bit with that I mean, we were 2/10 down at the end of the S's, so the 59.8 is definitely there if I can hook up the S's. But I think I was quite good on the S's on my previous fastest lap run. Russell at the top. We haven't really moved up, but we'll take it. King Itchy, wasn't he behind us? TGR Vegas. The usual crew. Decent mix of cars. Someone in the WRX at the back. See if there's any Bradburys in this race. Hopefully not involving Roswald. Half second across most of the field. Oh yeah, I didn't notice that. Good point, Ian. Good spot. It's tight, isn't it? That's why I'm pretty happy that at least I'm kind of competitive quite early on. I think the Sunday lobbies really help. They're just a fun way of getting used to the track. And tracks I wouldn't otherwise be that excited about. I never was excited about Suzuka previously, but now I'm really into it. Oops. Big Ferrari fan there in the chat. So streaming plans for the rest of the week. We'll be streaming tomorrow unless something unusual crops up. And then we'll be streaming on Friday Group 4 League, which is open to new entrants. And also they're expanding it for the league next season to include different classes and whatnot. And then Saturday, Sunday, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I would like to make some videos. I haven't really done any kind of videos in a while, so might do a video of the Club 100 karting. Is that the Ferrari fan? Yeah, tight spread. A bit like our Roswald and mine Sprint 60 on Saturday. Less than a second across the whole field of 30 karts. Am I just past the cutoff here? No, we're fine. Guy behind's going to be struggling, yeah. Had to save it there, it's going to fall off the track. think I feel pretty hooked up there now. Penalty. Penalty, no. So you have to be careful there, because if he taps the guy ahead, he'll bounce back into me, so and then he might get a penalty, so just giving everyone a wide berth. Shame about the penalty, isn't it? Let's see if we can catch up. We'll see if we're still there or thereabouts after the chicane. Man, that was horrible in the GTR, that corner. Okay, we're still there or thereabouts. Slap on the wrist, nothing more. Russell getting chased. Would like to be a bit closer, but surely they're going to have a bit of contact. Bit of lag. Stop crabbing about. Someone's off. Ooh, that was almost the best line, I think, if I turn so aggressively. A bit late in the throttle there. See if we can catch up with Vegas. Fall off the camber there, it's no fun. Two groups, looks like, as part of the race. Try and have a good S's and catch up with him. Cool. Nice. Doesn't seem like we've made any ground, but I'll take it. No more purple. Anyway, that was an encouraging sign. As we know, as Ian, you said, it's a very close spread here in terms of the quali times. And this race. Taking completely the wrong angle there. I think I need to be out wider and then coming back in. I can kind of see it in my head. refueling off the back here. Lost a lot of time in the last sector, I think. And that was a better exit. Oh, I thought it was a better exit. My positioning of it. Anyway, positive signs, I think. Just a couple of tenths to find, I think. Maybe spoons, an example. Let's try that wider line. Maybe gaining on the guy ahead. Need to stop letting the car spin out on the first part of that. Good result for Ruswolds. Ooh, it's hot. How is it still so hot? How is this possible? Hellish weather. Now FIA season has finished, there seems to be a lot of top drivers back in Dailies as well. You might be right. 458 is looking pretty decent there. Yeah, excellent result for Russell. I think coming under pressure from the NSX, but then fending him off. Grant, ART and Bradley. Well, I think ART is a racing team that is quite successful in like F2. So I don't know if they have an esports division like the likes of Williams does. Yeah, we're kind of there or thereabouts. We're making errors which are costing us tenths that you can't really afford to give away. We got a penalty. But yeah, it's close racing. Some fast drivers there. Maybe we'll do one more to the half past. Speaking of, I was going to give me this. I was going to have a look at FIA and how that's ended. Is there any game which gives you as ridiculous a garage as GT Sport? Just the amount of cars I have is it's just stupid. I'd like it to do racing in that old fashioned car there. The one to the left of that'd be cool. So, FIA, what's the situation? Who won? Is there a winner? What's this? So nations, regional rankings. Who was the top British drivers? Tech one of the best improved he's been in games. I think I've seen one of her streams for G Sport. Seems very chilled out, very relaxed, but very fast. Sounds great. I think another place to see kind of chilled out racing. Roswell, it was the NSX is very nice around here. Was that the Portuguese guy? Dilster, we race against Dilster quite a lot. The Dillmeister General, getting a 316 there. And this guy, Turnable Kireth, and these guys we started to race against. Which is kind of cool. JJ Bolding. Didn't he come in one of our lobbies once? Championship calendar to show you what's coming up now. Let's do one more Suzuka. We can find a bit more consistency, that would be good. Yeah, I can recommend Suzuka this week actually. Definitely with the people I've been racing against, it's been very respectful. I think I was one of the only people in that race to pick up the penalty, and that was track cut. Russell, Jono F1 is a midget. I raced against him at my local track. He's right paying during karting. He must have been very light then. I think that's the biggest thing when kind of people go on like stag do karting and catch karting with their mates. Actually, I know everyone gives it the large ones beforehand. Oh, I'm super fast. A lot of it comes down to weight when you're talking about those kind of groups. Tap grant 10,000 hours. Yeah, isn't that the... What's his name? What's his name? That philosopher. The one with like the afro. I can't remember his name, I can remember his face. But i.e. 10,000 hours over genetics, I think was his... What is his name? 10,000 hours. Hang on a second. I'm going to find it. Not Freud. He's still living. He's like, I don't know, in his 50s. Malcolm Gladwell, in his bestseller Outliers: Story of Success. And then Matthew Said. He's this guy who he was like an Olympic table tennis player for Great Britain. Now he's like a sports psychologist. Both talk a lot about 10,000 hour rule and especially how kids grow up and how children deal with failure. And some will say, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not talented enough. Whereas some either believe or are told, no, you just need more practice. And the 10,000 hours is like a catchy way of having an approximation of how long it takes you to become skilled at something. But I think I completely agree with the essence, which is that it takes practice. And yeah, maybe however you want to define talent can help you speed that up. But at the end of the day, if you want to become good at something, I don't know if it's... You can say you can probably get there if you practice, but practice is really important. Russell, if you check the thumbnail of race 2 of my videos, you can see just sheer amount of ballast Fraser. Yeah, Fraser is... I don't know how old he is, but I'm impressed that he's got the racecraft. Because obviously he's super light, but then he's ballasted up, but he's racing with people that have probably been karting for like 20 years. And he's kind of got the nous to deal with it. He probably got it under a seat, I imagine, and then a maximum on the posts. Not that we need it, Roswald. Who we got in the house? Thunders. Vegas. See if we can overtake that Beetle this time. Attack Grant, I would recommend the Winner's Bible. Australian guy helped a F1 World Champion win. If I really like all of these theories and I don't know what the word is, teachings that have arisen out of sport, because sport is about how do you beat the person next to you. You need to find all those, what are they called, marginal advantages. That's not the right word. Marginal gains. Just don't really have enough time to read all those theories, but it sounds like I'll be all over that, so we'll have a look at it. The Winner's Bible. I think we're probably still in an era where a lot of people don't really rate that kind of mental discipline and training, like purely mental stuff. But I suspect that will change in like the next 10-20 years. That will be par for the course. Even in business you see it about people, I think it's called headspace or something like that. Not headspace. There's some kind of like school of thought about how you need to clear your mind of all distractions, and there's a specific name for it. Mindfulness. 6, yeah. We'll go for that classic 6. Conspiracy 6. Podium or hustle? I don't know, I mean, unless we kick on massively in this race. Oh, Andrea Pro, we've raced him a few times, haven't we? Didn't he punt us off one time? Attack Grant, sports psychology is really important. Yeah, I used to work somewhere where we had a sports psychology department. I do need to take that more seriously, and it is also very interesting. For example, you look at Mercedes F1, how do they keep every year across an organisation of so many people keep being the best and beating the opposition and raising the bar, which is themselves? How do they keep raising the bar above themselves consistently? I think I will get more into that kind of stuff. I think those will be the books I read. Oh, he's in the GTR. Good luck. Mr. Pro. Who's that at the top? Sacking off that apex. Don't need it. Guy behind us is quite close. We get such a bad exit out of here, we really need to sort that out. Losing at least 2 tenths there. That was close. Driving quite poorly here, actually. To be honest, we need to follow someone. Don't do it, mate. Russell, that all reminds me of the drama in the Club 100 group. What are you doing, pal? I wasn't intending to hit him there. I don't know what happened, but my car kind of pitched in. It'd be interesting to look at the stream of that. Bad line through there. Just a bit better. I just kind of left the door open there by going so deep. If we kick on a bit, we can catch up with this guy. Not the worst exit. Yeah, shame we're just not a little bit more on the pace and we could be with that group ahead of this guy. But we'll get there. Let's get too greedy there. Very different lines through there. There's going to be some arguing in that group ahead. Definitely getting better at that bit, I think. Really bad exit though, compared to the guy ahead. Just can't get that right. Something's happened. Looks like Vegas went off. Yeah, just a little bit off the pace, but not as much as we used to be this time during the week. We used to be about half a second off. I say this time we're just about 2/10 off the pace from where I feel like I should be. not too bad through there. So much more progressive coming off the brake there. I think it's helping. Is that going to be a better exit? Yeah, I think so. Not the best exit there, but again, just a couple of tenths off. Nothing like super significant, I'd say. Oops, that's super significant. Pick up any pieces here? Pick up any penalties? So that's 4th place there. Yeah, that's 4th place. Pretty good battle. Pretty happy with that for this point of the week. Man, it's hot. How can it be so hot this late? When I worked in a team with one MotoGP World Champion, he used to go off his brain. Whereas Mick Doohan won 5 World Championship. Yeah. Would you hit the grass and entry and spun to me? Was that the 130R? That's Blake. I need to get on track on my bike. Yeah, I don't know. I guess most tracks in the UK. I don't know what brands. Donington. I've never done a track day in the UK, to be honest, in 4 wheels. Big thing putting the national flag outside. I'm sure there's a lot of, not like gamesmanship, but banter like that. Because you're all going around the world together. Big circus. 130 yards, you braked. You hit the grass. Yeah. I should have backed out. I was actually planning on backing out. And then I executed the backing out so poorly I actually punted him instead. But that was all based on radar. So if I didn't have any radar, I wouldn't have really known he was there. Although I guess in iRacing I would use the mirrors a lot more. Yeah, although you would know better tech, right? I presume there's like good camaraderie among the mechanics. Maybe it's like, I don't know, the PR people, the marketing people, sales, maybe they're all a bit more, you know, a bit more edge to the banter. Good one, Roswell. I was watching a video. Actually, I didn't watch it. I saw the preview of it, of comparison between a superbike. Is it Raya that's been winning the superbikes a lot recently against a MotoGP prototype? I need to watch it. It'd be cool to see the differences. It's no FIA. It's a bit strange. Nothing to kind of... No championship like that. Let's see what detonator space out. That's a nice Jaguar. Oh, missed it. The Doty. 20 race World Superbikes champ. I don't know, I'm not really in the motorbike world. I used to be fairly into MotoGP when it was on BBC. I did go around to see a few races, but I don't know if you're really into motorbikes, do you prefer World Superbikes? Because it's more about, you know, that lineage of the actual motorcycles. Or actually, is MotoGP just the pinnacle? I don't know that relationship. Maybe is it a bit like touring cars? Touring cars is like proper racing, whereas F1 is like the pinnacle of engineering. And there's people who read into touring cars that are like, don't even tell me that you watch F1. I'm not interested. These are new cars for the next Friday League. I think we've got to make liveries on them. Maybe on the podium we'll make another nice livery for me, if I ask politely. Taquan, I can run my 18,000 ZX10R at Phillip Island. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? They are a lot more bang for your buck. MotoGP is like F1. I don't know about the drivers do. And when you put in like the road racing, like what is it, Northwest 200, Isle of Man, like where you rank those drivers, not drivers, riders. MotoGP is really, really good at the moment. Rambo in the top 16, all on different bikes. Yeah, I know. I saw. Didn't someone win on a KTM? And for years, you had to be on a Honda, and you had to be factory Honda. So if you were Crutchlow on a satellite Honda, that was no good. And then like Yamaha came back into it, I think. But if you were on a KTM or a Pre or whatever, you could win the thing. But now it seems like have the regs closed it up, I guess. Brad Binder, South African. I think so. I don't know enough about it, but I do know that when you have the likes of Dorna and Liberty Global, the amount of publicity and the media machine and the outreach to casual fans must just be impossible to compete with. Like the marketing budget for World Superbikes compared to MotoGP must just be like minuscule. That's probably why the likes of me, I'm not really on top of it. That's what you can't really compete with. Same with F1 and BTCC. But again, that kind of adds to the appeal. Like if you really know about racing, then on a Sunday you'd much rather watch 3 BTCC races than a boring 2-hour F1 race. Evening Owl. I haven't seen any of the Avengers movies. I feel like I probably should. Yeah, Brad Binder won it Dawn made it much more accessible. Yeah, it's a shame that it's no longer on terrestrial TV. Although I think then they did the highlights on Channel 5. Well, they used to anyway. I think I got back into MotoGP a while ago, maybe 5 years ago, when it was a Sunday, I think, Sunday evening. There was nothing on TV, but on like BBC 1 or 2, they had the Losail race in the night race at Qatar, and it was a really good race. It's like a Marquez Rossi proper ding dong, and I was hooked. And I think I went to 2 races that year, but I wouldn't have seen it otherwise if it was only on Eurosport or BT. Yeah, but I don't think so. Roswell, I don't think BTC and Rossi, but I don't think they can compete on that. If you want to put it in really boring corporate terms, like user acquisition, they just can't compete on the user acquisition. And the thing is about any racing championship, a lot of it is about the story and about the rivalries. And obviously, there's so many rivalries in BTCC. And so many bust-ups, much more than F1. As in people running each other off the road, stuff like that. But, it's hard for those storylines to kind of make their way to casual people and get hooked to them, I suspect. I didn't know Superbikes is owned by the same people as MotoGP, actually. Obviously, it's a bit weird at the moment. I guess I don't know. I haven't seen any MotoGP race this season because I don't have. Is it on BT now? But I'll say the fans for MotoGP on the races I've been have been much more passionate than F1 fans. Much more passionate about the riders rather than the teams. Whereas in F1 you kind of had people that loosely support McLaren or Ferrari. Whereas at MotoGP they're like, no, I'm Vinales or I'm Rossi, whoever. I stream a direct MotoGP site. Yeah, I've heard about that. Isn't that the grid pass or something? But I'm not sure we can get it in the UK. I think it's a good deal. Don't you get like every race ever as well? And it's quite reasonably priced, I think. I don't think it's available if you're in the UK, because I think if it's BT they'll have exclusive rights. I'd like to go to a BTCC day though, maybe at Brands or something like that, when it all opens up. I think now there'll be a few people I recognise from Motorsport UK and have raced against them, and it'd be kind of cool to see them out there. Roswell, you should be able to find highlight feeds race on YouTube. Yeah, maybe you need to subscribe to their channel. I think that was the biggest thing about MotoGP for me, was that you can see the riders. So I got into MotoGP for the first time when it was Marquez's first season in GP, having moved up from Moto2, wherever he was, and just seeing like how low his shoulders were to the ground. Whereas in F1 all you see is a helmet, and now all you see is a helmet through a halo. I'm not saying I disagree with the halo, but in MotoGP you see the whole rider, you see just how low they're getting. You can read their body language more. I think that's also, and they're also just more exposed, and you kind of feel the danger a bit more. That's, I think, may have more of a connection. Tech Grand Practice Quali, first win a World Tour Race of Champions in GT Sport. World Tour Race of Champions. Let me just double check, see if we know the tracks for next week. Beat K Lukowski. I don't think I'll ever quite be at that level. I think Roswald could do a top 16 race. Definitely. There's like certain hoops need to get before we get there. See you, Roswald. Thanks for joining as always. Super fast racing. Your DR must be through the roof. Oh, the races are up for next week, by the way. So Daily Race C, Autopolis. That's an interesting one. Daily Race C, Autopolis, N200, 8 laps, BOP on, hard tyre wear 15. That's going to be a bit like the FIA we had in the Nissan Skyline. Race B, Spa, Group 4, 3 laps. I feel like if it's Spa, why didn't they just do F1 cars or something? Do something really fast at Spa, even if it's race B. Anyway, it's a very interesting race C, and I do like Autopolis as a circuit actually. Spas, that would be good fun as well, although it could be fast cars. And race A, Blue Moon Speedway Infield A, N200. And that's, I think I was top 50 at Blue Moon Bay Infield last time. So maybe we'll practice, and it was a really fun race. Maybe we'll practice A, B, and C next week. Maybe on Sunday. So maybe we need to have a bit of a schedule, like 8 till 9, 9 till 10, 10 till 11. Then we can do whatever. Right, it's super late, 1 AM. So I think we're going to end the stream there. It was good to get back on GT Sport. I think the Sunday lobbies are really helping just with that base pace. If I hadn't done Sunday today, I would have spun off a few times. I wouldn't have been comfortable with the 911 and stuff like that. But I think we'll wrap it up there. So, is it good morning, Tat Grant, or is it good afternoon now? I don't really know. And Ian as well. Ian, this is the last night you'll get to lord it in the AC, because I think tomorrow it'll just be back to British summer, maybe. I think ACs are going to be good investments. I think being a AC installation company is not a bad place to be in the next couple of years. 10 AM, wow. Good start to the day, hopefully. But yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Al, if you're still watching after your movie. That's a nice place. Where's that? I feel like I recognise that location. I hope not. I hope the rain comes tomorrow. I really do. It's just sticky. Tropical. But yep, see you, Ian. Thanks everyone else for watching. Please feel free to tap the like button on your way out if you would like. Oh, this is in England, isn't it? Where's that in England? Same place. Are you streaming tomorrow? I'm planning to, yeah. I'm planning to. I'll try and do a bit of quali before I start, and then do a bit of race B, race C, and then plan to stream on Friday as well. And Saturday I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Gonna wrap it up there. Have a very good night. I hope it's not too hot. But we'll all miss the hot weather soon. That's the way it works. And see you all next time.